The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a title that sends shivers down the spine. A film so terrifying it claims to be based on true events. But what's the real story behind the carnage? Today, we're peeling back the layers of fact and fiction to uncover the twisted inspiration for this horror classic. When the film hit theaters in 1974, audiences were horrified not just by the gore, but by the chilling claim in its opening that the events were real. But was there ever a chainsaw-wielding killer terrorizing Texas? Let's dive into the truth. The movie tells the story of 5 friends who stumble upon a family of cannibalistic killers in rural Texas. At the heart of the horror is Leatherface, a monstrous figure who wears a mask made of human skin. But here's the truth. There was never a chainsaw massacre in Texas. In fact, the events of the movie are purely fictional. So where did the idea come from? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was loosely inspired by the crimes of Ed Gein, a murderer and body snatcher from Plainfield, Wisconsin. Though Gein only officially killed 2 women, his real horror was found inside his home. Gein would exhume bodies from local graves, using their skin and bones to craft grotesque objects. Sound familiar? Leatherface's iconic mask was directly inspired by these horrifying details. But what about Texas? Why was the story set there? Director Tobe Hooper, a Texas native, was inspired by his surroundings and a personal experience involving a chainsaw. Legend has it that Hooper, stuck in a crowded store, envisioned using a chainsaw to carve a path through the crowd. That moment sparked the idea for a chainsaw-wielding killer. Despite its fictional roots, the film tapped into real fears of isolation and brutality. Its gritty, documentary-style filming only added to the terror, making audiences believe it was all too real. The marketing team leaned into this fear, blurring the line between fact and fiction. The result? A legend that continues to haunt us decades later. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not a true story. There was no Leatherface chasing teens through the backwoods of Texas. But the horrors of Ed Gein and the genius of Tobe Hooper combined to create a tale so disturbing, it still feels real. And perhaps, that's the scariest part. The real horror isn't in the film's events, but in its ability to make us question, could something like this ever happen? Now that you know the truth, does it make the Texas Chainsaw Massacre any less terrifying? Or does the blend of reality and fiction make it even more haunting? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more chilling tales. What other horror stories should we uncover next?